Boundaries vary in their scale and influence. A boundary is something that indicates a border or limit. What indicates a boundary can be either physical or metaphorical. Boundaries have been used to divide areas for reasons such as ethnicity, social, and political. World examples of physical boundaries are the Great Wall of China, which divides China and Mongolia, built to keep out invaders. Another example is the city wall in Nicosia, Cyprus, dividing the north and south, built for political reasons. We investigated the Cardiff area and found that Cathays was a prime example of physical boundaries at work. It had numerous physical elements acting as boundaries, such as the railway tracks, the river, and the fenced-off areas of private land. This meant that access to neighbouring areas was restricted. After living as students for a year in Cardiff, we had a rough idea as to what the actual boundary of Cathays was, but we're looking to see how the physical boundaries played on manipulating our idea of what the actual boundary is.
We began our drift around the border of Cathays in the northeast of the district, as indicated on the map. We saw that the railway is a straight line which clearly divides Cathays from the other wards to the east, be it Roath, Adamsdown or Cardiff Bay further south. It wasn't possible to walk along the boundary as its tracks were bordered by fences and it's clearly dangerous to do so. Therefore, we walked on roads along with the track, crossing over it at the handful of access points. These limited access points are the various bridges and underpasses along the track. The fences and walls which border the track can be seen in the majority of our pictures. To gain a view over the wall by Queen Street train station, we gained access to a multi-storey building and could therefore see the track along with most of Cardiff Bay, the other side of the wall. The railway is a man-made structure which provides a clear boundary and has done since being there. We found that this underpass was blocked due to roadworks, and this could create further access limitations along the border. As we approached the train station, it was apparent that there was a continuation of limited access.
We then took a walk alongside the river from the train station past the Millennium Stadium north to Boot Park. This is the corner of Cathays where the train crosses the river and the two boundaries meet. The river is an obvious boundary because there are only limited points where you can cross it. There are a handful of crossing points, be it for cars, pedestrians or trains. The river flows alongside Boot Park, where only pedestrians and cyclists are allowed, limiting car access. This boundary signifies the perimeter of the western side of Cathays and eastern riverside. This is a natural boundary which is not man-made, like the railway lines.
From Butte Park we walked northeast towards Maindy and Gabalfa and their northern border with Cathays. Their boundary is made up of a number of private pieces of land which, as with the river and railway line, have limited accessibility to boundary crossings. Crown Way creates a boundary to the north where Cathays High School, Mainly Barracks and Company's House all lie. These cannot be crossed easily. Cathays Cemetery forms another border with Gabalfa. It is fenced all around and contains only one access point, making crossing restricted. Eastern Avenue to the north-east also creates a boundary. As a busy main road, crossing the boundary here is extremely limited and provides a good border to Cathays. The Eastern Avenue boundary is pictured here. Moving east from here, we arrive back to the railway track boundary and complete the Cathays border.
In conclusion, we found that the physical boundaries mainly marked the actual boundaries of what is called Cathays. It was clear to us that when we had moved from Cathays to a neighbouring district, due to the physical boundaries and the fact that there were limited accesses to and from Cathays.